everyone, welcome back to our channel startuplanes.com. I'm Namrata and I'm taking interviews of the CEOs and founders of several innovative startups in India. A software engineer turned artist and entrepreneur, Ashirvad truly believes that one can make the impossible into possible through a determined mindset. Within a short span of 6 years, the startup has already made it to the league of the top 3 branding agencies in India. You want to know more about his business? Let's get into the video. Hello, sir. Thank you for joining today. I'm Namrata and I'll be taking your interview. But before we begin the interview, would you like to introduce yourself to the audience in brief?
Sure. Very good morning to you, Namrata. I'm Ashirvad Gupta, Chief Creative Officer at ARTS and also a Life Explorer along with that. As we go forward, I would answer more of your questions about me and about my company. So we can begin here.
Sure. So talking about your startup, how did you come up with the idea and what is it about?
Okay, so if I have to consider how I have come up with this idea, so there is a long story back there. I do not come from a design background, first of all. So I am BE in computer science and I started my journey in 2008, in 2006 as a software engineer. And after working for several years, more than 8 years in the IT industry, it took me a long 30 years to realize, I was born to design, not to, create. I was not an engineer, actually. So while I was working in the IT, there was a parallel journey going with that because from my childhood time, I was quite involved in the creative exercises. I was involved in singing, dancing, and martial arts, and then sketching, and a lot of things I used to do as a creative person right from the childhood. I designed my first logo at the age of 18 years for an educational institute, and from that time till I left my job at the age of 30, I had already designed more than hundreds of logos, several websites, and delivered it for free to quite a lot of startups. So that is how my journey was already going in parallel along with the job that I was doing. And eventually, I also got to design a lot of newsletters and collaterals for the company I was working for in the IT. And they appointed me as a creative director in parallel to the regular duties that I was doing in that company. Then I started participating in some online contests. So all these things together inspired a confidence in me to come up with something on my own and start up this creative studio. So that's how I started it up in 2015. And now we are like 6-year-old studio and one of the top studios in India right now. And of course, we're aiming for more from here.
Well, congratulations on your growth. But when you started out, was there an existing market gap where your ideas and products would rightly fit in?
So if I have to say, are we doing something extraordinary? I would say no. We are not doing anything extraordinary, but we are doing ordinary things in extraordinary manner. So it was not that there were no creative studios before we came into the market. We are not the first movers, but definitely we have come up with something that most of the creative studios in India are not able to do. And that is because most of the creative agencies or the studios that are in India are driven by the motivation of, scaling them up, creating good revenues, generating good revenues. That was not the agenda when we started. And as I told you, I was already in a good job. I was in IT. I could have been, living in the US and making some good money, but that was not my agenda. When I started it up, the difference that I wanted to create was to come up with something extraordinary, something that most of the companies do not find in the Indian subcontinent. So if you see most of the creative studios out in the global market, like Lander Associates, Ogilvy, and there are many creative studios and the advertising and marketing agencies around the world, most of the Indian agencies tend to follow them. So when I started, it was a crystal clear intention that it is not something regular. It is we're not going to follow someone or something. It is something we are coming up with, something who people could follow in future. So there would be an agency from India where up to an agency to whom the companies all across the world can look up to.
All right, I understand your point. But tell me this honestly, that when you started out with your startup,
Mhm.
how difficult, or were there any particular challenges that you had faced?
Yeah, I think a lot of challenges I had to face. The first and the foremost challenge that I had to face was to establish my credentials in the market. Because as I told you, I do not come from design background, so I did not know the tricks of the trade. Also, I would say that since I was new, I did not have any experience on working on the real commercial projects. So it was very hard for anyone to trust me at that time. So for me to sell my services was the most difficult thing that I had to face in my initial days. And I'm quite thankful to the companies who trusted me in my initial days. And I worked on any project that came in my way at whatever cost. The cost was not a concern to me. I was just working with my full heart and passion just to create a good portfolio that I can sell to the other companies. So that was the first challenge. And the other, if I have to talk about the other challenge that I had to face, was to establish an organization, because I was an artist. I knew how to, I was having this skill set of designing. I was confident that sooner or later I'll become a good designer. But at the same time, setting up an organization itself is a big challenge. So and I do not come from a business background either, so that again was a challenge, but I learned things throughout the process, and now I think I have overcome most of them.
Well, let me tell you that you're not the only one, like trying to learn the business pattern. Even the business people trying to have a startup, this whole startup culture is different, and we all are like trying to stride and make a place for ourselves, even if it's like small.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. But for me, someone like me who has very limited knowledge about this domain, like branding and all this, so how would you explain your business model to me? If I had a small company and I come to you for the solution, how would you
Sure.
pitch your idea?
Sure. So when you're a small company and you're coming up with an idea, you must realize that there would be a lot of companies already in the market with maybe with the same kind of services. Even if you are unique, you need to position yourself in the market in such a way that people recognize you as a unique value proposition in the market. So when that has to be achieved, you need to present yourself in a certain way to the customers, and that requires a complete brand creation that starts with choosing the right brand name for you first of all. So let's say if I have to explain you how we work, and I think that would give you a little more detail or insight to it. So whenever someone comes to us, what we do first of all with them is to discuss their business in detail. We would like to understand where are you coming from and what you want to achieve through this business or this startup in the market. That we call as discovery sessions, where we try to understand your business in detail, and then we with you would devise a positioning strategy that this is how we think your business should go into the market. So we have to create a particular brand persona of yours when you go into the market. So there could be a lot of brand personalities you could go with in the market. So we have to understand that first, and in accordance with that personality, we have to choose a right brand name for you. Then we have to design a logo that is world class. And when we talk about the logos or the brand name, we're not just trying to deliver you something that would remain for a couple of years from now. We're talking about an identity that would remain for decades in the market. So we have to create that in a time-proof manner, and that requires all the skill sets that we have. Once the logo is in place, we would create the complete visual identity, a visual language around it, your colors, your patterns. Then we would create a lot of collaterals for you, your business stationeries, your brochures, your posters, your flyers. Even if you require our help in setting up the brand style guidelines for you, that would dictate the design language going forward for your company, that we would do. Then we would also like to help you out in creating your website, or if you are coming up with an app, we would like to help you in designing the UI and UX for that app as well. And if you want to go with a marketing campaign, maybe we could also help you in designing those advertisements. So this is a kind of complete design solution based on the strategy as how you want to position yourself in the market.
Right. Talking about customers, like you just said, that you are providing an end-to-end solution for the
Mhm.
startups or whoever is coming to you. But I want to know
Mhm.
from you that other than this end-to-end solution, why
Mhm.
should a person choose you, like, and not anybody else? And what makes your company stand out amongst your the other big players in the market?
It would be the same reason why you should choose an Apple mobile over Redmi or any other brand. It's the same, if you talk about the configuration, everybody would claim that, we have this much of RAM, this much of hard disk, this much of processor, or whatever it is. And there would be some players who would be playing around the cost. They would say that choose us because we are the cheapest one available, choose us because we are the most affordable, or whatever their value proposition is. If you have to talk about our value proposition, it would be quality, first of all. So if you are someone who is looking for world-class branding solutions in the Indian subcontinent, this is the place to come. Of course, we are not affordable, and I'm not shy of saying that. If you're looking for cost, then we are not the right choice for you. But if you're looking for something, if you know what your company needs, because your brand identity is your face, and if you're ready to invest in that, you want something to be at par to the global standards, this is the place to go.
All right. Now, talking about the future of the company, have you planned any short-term or long-term goals?
Yeah, short-term goal is pretty much simple, because as I told you that we are still a boutique studio, and we aim to remain a boutique studio in the future as well, because we do not want to dilute the quality of work that we provide by scaling it up disproportionately. What we are aiming from here is to build a team at its full potential, first of all. So so as to serve our clients better. That would be our short-term goal, just to have a complete team in place. In future, we are trying to break down. I mean, the design industry works in a way that it is quite subjective, first of all. Because design itself is a very subjective matter. What you like, I may not like that. So it's kind of that. But as as AI is taking over, we want to walk with the AI. We don't want to get behind of AI. So what we are trying to do here at Arts in-house is we're trying to automate as much as possible the creative process, and breaking down the subjectivity of the creative process into objective steps, so that these steps are predictable. So maybe in a distant future, you might see automated processes or even robots coming out and doing some original creative work, and that's art is contributing to that. So that would be our long-term vision.
All right. To sum it up, it's like you're trying to promote artificial intelligence along with the human touch, and that's why people should choose you.
I won't say that we are promoting artificial intelligence. I'm just saying that when the AI takes over, we don't want to be behind it. I mean, we want to be,
At par with it.
at par with it. Right.
Okay. Okay. Right now, you are just while answering, you just said that you are more focused on team building right now. So now,
Hmm.
if somebody is really interested to become a part of your team, like be a team member, and uh, now the generation that is coming, it's more about what kind of work environment we are getting, what are the other employee benefits they will get as a team member, rather than just monetary benefits. So, what are those
Sure.
things in your organization that would make a design person or any person, as a matter of fact, would be interested to join you?
Sure. I would say there would be 4 reasons why anyone should consider joining arts. The first and the foremost reason one should join arts is learning. We are not, as I told you, we are a boutique studio. We're not a big organization where most of the processes are in place. We are still finding our ways in most of the areas. But if somebody joins arts, they are thrown into the real battle directly. I mean, they have to learn the things on the real projects. and a lot of responsibilities are given to the freshers. So we are not someone, if somebody joins in, we would give them a limited responsibility and the organization processes will take care of all the deliverables. It is the person who has to make sure the deliverables are going right to the clients. So it comes with a lot of responsibilities, hence the learning is quite good. What you can learn in other agencies in maybe 5 to 10 years, you might learn the same thing in 3 years at Arts, because the kind of exposure that we provide to you. So if you're someone who has a big hunger of learning, Arts is the place. The second, I would like to even highlight the monetary part of it, because we are the paymasters in the design space. Most of the companies, what most of the companies would pay to the laterals after 3 years or 4 years, even a fresher could get the same compensation at Arts with zero experience. That is because we do not rate the employees or whosoever joins Arts based upon their education or their work experience prior to Arts. We only judge people by their creative abilities, and if you have it in you, no compensation is less for you at Arts. The third would be respect. So at Arts, the designers are treated no less than a scientist. So that's the kind of respect that we give to the designers at Arts. And as you talked about the culture, how the culture is at Arts. So there is no bell curve, first of all. So whatever, the way you perform, you get your compensations accordingly. There is no comparison of yours with anybody else at Arts. So everybody is on his or her own. So that is one of the key differentiator that we have in the culture and the processes at Arts. Along with that, regular fun activities are just a norm at Arts. We tend to we try to be a very very funny and very familiar kind of a team here. There is no bossiness. There is no formal code of conduct when we work at Arts. It's quite a familiar, fun environment here, and we all work like as a team, as a family, and quite considerate, quite empathic with each other, always trying to help. So that's the kind of atmosphere we have tried to create at Arts.
All right. Now, you would also agree to the fact that when a startup wants to expand, it needs a steady source of funding or resources.
Sure.
So, could you walk me through the funding scenario at your company? Like, have you taken external funds previously, or are you willing to in the near future?
So as I told you, we are a boutique studio, and we want to grow very cautiously. We are not looking for scaling it up disproportionately, as I told you. So we would follow a steady path from here also. And so when I say that the funding, we never have taken any funding from any source, and that is probably one of the reasons that we are moving slow, and we want to walk slow because it's a creative agency. We don't want to make it as a business empire. We want to be a boutique studio where someone should come looking for a quality service. So that's how it is, and by God's grace, we are all working as a profitable organization. So we are not as of now looking for funding.
All right. But before we end this interview, I'd like to ask you something. That
Sure.
if you were not doing this startup, what do you see yourself doing?
Might be acting in Bollywood.
Well, that's interesting. Since you're giving a wide range of career options from IT to design to now acting.
Yeah, actually, I'm like that only. If you see my background, I was into singing. I am into singing right now also. So singing, dancing, acting, sketching, martial arts, and then composing music even, and then coming into designing. These are all the things that I keep on doing in parallel. So it's kind of multi-dimensional personality I already have.
All right. Lastly, what are your thoughts on Startup Lanes?
I think Startup Lanes is a good platform for entrepreneurs like us to connect with each other, first of all. And I think it's a great platform for people to get introduced to the audiences as well. So as through you, I think now many of the other people would also know that we exist somewhere in the corner of India. So I think that's a great platform, and I'm quite thankful to you for having provided me this opportunity to interact with people and you. So great job and keep up the good work.
Well, thank you for your kind words. It was lovely talking to you. Thank you for taking out time and sharing your business ideas on our platform.
Thanks, Amrita. Have a great day and have
Thank you.
all the best to you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thanks.